This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in the featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.
You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us here once again at SmallCapVoice.com for our online business briefing, where we're joined today once again by Medical Marijuana Incorporated. The company's traded under the ticker symbol MJNA, and we're lucky enough to be joined by Dr. Stuart Titus. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the company. Stuart, how are you today?
Stuart, I'm just fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate so much you're having us on Small Cap Voice today.
Well, there's always so much going on with you and your company. It's great to catch back up with you. Now, talking about what's going on with the company, there's a lot going on in the Southern Hemisphere with your company. Tell us about what's going on with Brazil these days.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have had the amount of success in Brazil. Basically, it's a story where a mother wound up finding out about our RSHO product. To make a very long story short, the nation of Brazil, which has been very anti-cannabis, anti-hemp, anti-anything to do with it, basically had seen the benefit in this non-psychoactive CBD and wound up allowing our product to come into the country. Since then, we have about 800 families who are now using CBD products, and it's been a great story. It was a wonderful trip. We got to meet with many parents, see how they took care of their children. We met with neurologists and just had a very interesting and informative visit there as we're looking to formalize our business operations in Brazil and potentially expand on potential operations down there. We're obviously working to establish more formal banking relations and other relations with various ministers to get various products into the country along our RSHO. We've had good opportunities to meet with distribution partners who have been able to look at some of our products, evaluate some of the opportunities, and hopefully within a few months we'll be able to have a real great story for some of our investors. Certainly saw the preparation for the 2016 Olympic Games, and hopefully there'll be a great media opportunity for the country of Brazil as they've really shown some very progressive work with their government, kind of overcoming politics, putting humanitarian needs ahead, and allowing this wonderful product to come into the country down in Brazil. I think that's a great story, and we're certainly looking to see what we can do as far as media outreach during the Olympic Games, which will be next summer in 2016.
Well, very good. And the country, Brazil, also eliminated 60% import fee for the people there. That's got to be a huge barrier that's now gone.
Well, it certainly is, and it's been great to have our product come into the country, and certainly the number of people now involved using CBD products have kind of got together and petitioned the government to eliminate this importation fee, and it's been something that's been in the works for a little bit. There's an additional 18% fee that we're looking to get removed as well, but certainly this is going to make the product much more affordable within the country and obviously available for more people, and that's the eventual goal. We just like to bring this product and a great new potential avenue of health and wellness to the country, and certainly it's nice to see that the government has come alongside with us, and very exciting to bring this forward to investors.
Well, let's keep talking about the RSHO product, but let's change gears a little bit and talk about ProVerde Labs. Dorian Deloriers, and I hope I pronounced that right, the CEO of the top cannabis testing labs, which is ProVerde Labs, recently spoke out about testing RSHO for the last 2 years and how it's one of the top cannabis products they've tested, and it's always tested clean. Great validation for you there.
Well, it really is, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we do a significant amount of testing right from the start. Over in Europe, our seeds are all EU certified, that we have our farmers use to plant our crop, and then our harvest takes to the processing facility, and the product is tested at several stages, and then it's tested once again before it comes into the U.S. So I think doing a lot of this preliminary legwork, so to speak, which may not be absolutely necessary, but going the extra mile, so to speak, then we bring the product into the U.S. I think that's really setting us up for positive results, and it's great to see that ProVerde Labs has been testing our product for over the last 2 years, and that we're getting very high 5-star ratings from them, and certainly as well respected as they are in the industry, we're just thrilled that they've been nice enough to put together this little video stating that we're always tested clean.
Well, it is a large organization, so to streamline your message, MJNA released a video describing its vision and its mission, along with a portfolio rundown of all the companies. Obviously, this is a hot area, a lot of coverage. We were talking a little bit about CNN's Weed 3, which also featured Canna Life Sciences, an MJNA portfolio investment. But I'm assuming that, the need to put this video out was just ease of access to information so that people could digest the entire story. Is that a fair assessment, Stuart?
Well, yes, I'd say that's absolutely correct. Certainly there's a great legislation going on, historic legislation in our country, to move the hemp initiative forward. And I think the video that we've been able to put together really highlights the fact that hemp is tremendously environmentally friendly. It's a great bioremediator. Certainly we have a number of toxic soils, and our current agricultural practice involves a significant amount of fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, and the rest, and to be able to hopefully clean some of that up, to be able to provide a very natural, really good food source in hemp. Hemp seed, hemp oil is something we're very passionate about. Of course, there are a huge number of industrial applications. The one that we're presently focused on, more in the way of nutraceutical and pharmaceutical products with our portfolio companies, but to be able to expand beyond that into textiles, into biofuels, hemp building materials, construction materials, and the rest, I think, are all great stories to come down the road. Of course, we sell nutraceutical products, but we have 2 other divisions in pharmaceutical development, and we're very excited about the future potential there. 2-3 years down the road, I think we're really going to have a tremendous organization that's really going to be firing on all cylinders, and we look forward to sharing more updates with investors as time goes along.
Well, let's talk a little bit about AXIM. They're another company that we've spoken to you about in the past in these audio interviews. Give us an update there with what's going on with that company.
Well, AXIM, of course, one of our great portfolio companies, just for investors. MJNA owns about a 47.5% stake in AXIM Biotechnologies, and CEO Dr. George Anastasov is speaking next week at the Chicago Cannabis Conference. This is put on by a not-for-profit group called My Compassion, and AXIM has a number of great things. Recently, there's been a documentary that's been produced, and it will be soon coming out, that will show quite a lot of what's going on within the company. We're very excited for that. Our Canchu Biotechnology division has recently obtained a U.S. government patent on the therapeutic use of cannabinoids composed into a chewing gum delivery method. So that's extremely exciting news. What the future is for that, my gosh, with all the tremendous innovation, product, intellectual property, we're very, very excited about all this.
So, Stuart, what about AXIM and Europe? Let's get an update there.
Sure. Well, AXIM over in Europe is conducting pain studies with their MedChew gum. It's a medicated chewing gum that features both as THC and CBD. The Dutch equivalent of our U.S. FDA has requested of AXIM to perform pain studies, as this really is the most needed condition, and traditional pharmaceutical interventions have been somewhat effective, but still there's side effects and the rest. Even recently over the weekend, the U.S. FDA has made new warnings on these non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and because of potential side effects related to heart, cardiovascular, and other complications. And hopefully we can produce a wonderful, effective product without all the side effects. Certainly the overall game plan here, I think, is coming together very, very well for both AXIM as well as Can-Chew.
Well, as always, I want to thank you for your time, your candor, and your personal insight into your company's stories as well as recent news. Stuart, thank you so much for your time here today at SmallCapVoice.com.
Well, Stuart, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much for your interest, and we look forward to continuing to follow the MJNA story with you here in the near future.
Just use that ticker symbol MJNA. You go to any press release, and there are just a plethora of links to get you all you need to know about this company, as well as its portfolio companies. MJNA is that ticker symbol. You can also find the contact information for people like Andrew Hard, as well as myself here at Stuart Smith at SmallCapVoice.com. So for Stuart Titus, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com.